When Gabriella Romano vanished from their Miami penthouse, tech mogul Vincent Kane had 72 hours to find her before his greatest enemy struck. But what he discovered about their marriage would change everything. "You're just my business partner on paper," he'd told her on their wedding night. 3 months later, when she disappeared, he realized the truth. She was the only thing that mattered. The storm clouds gathering over Biscayne Bay mirrored the tempest in my chest as I stared at my reflection in the floor-to-ceiling windows of our Miami penthouse. Pale skin, dark circles under my eyes, auburn hair pulled back in a knot that had once been neat. I barely recognized myself anymore. 3 months. That's how long I'd been Mrs. Kane. 3 months since I'd signed my life away in a sterile courthouse ceremony with no flowers, no guests, and definitely no love. Just crushing debt vanishing with the stroke of a pen, and the weight of a platinum band around my finger. "You're just my business partner on paper," Vincent's words still echoed, delivered with clinical precision on our wedding night as he adjusted his cufflinks and walked away, leaving me alone in this glass tower with its modern art and cold surfaces. I pressed my palm against the window, watching raindrops race down the glass. 62 floors below, Miami's lights blurred into streaks of color through my tears. I'd agreed to this arrangement to save my brother, to protect my family's restaurant. Now I was trapped with a man whose true nature remained a mystery.
Before we continue, please comment below where you are watching from, and don't forget to subscribe.
The sudden click of the elevator lock sent ice through my veins. He wasn't supposed to return tonight. His tech empire's expansion into South America had taken him to Sao Paulo for the week. I listened to his measured footsteps crossing the marble foyer, the soft thud of his briefcase, the rustle of his jacket. "Gabriella." His voice carried through the penthouse like smoke, dark and commanding. I didn't turn immediately. My body refused to obey, locked in place by emotions I couldn't name. "I know you're there." Closer now, in the doorway to the living room. I turned slowly, my silk dress whispering around my legs. Vincent Kane stood framed in the archway, city lights silhouetting his tall figure. The most powerful tech mogul on the East Coast, my husband in name only. "You're back early," I managed, hating the tremor in my voice. He stepped into the room, and I caught his scent. Expensive cologne with notes of sandalwood and something darker. Vincent moved with predatory grace, each step deliberate. His charcoal suit was perfect despite the Miami humidity. Not a hair out of place in his dark brown waves, not a crease in his white shirt. Plans changed. His steel-gray eyes scanned me from head to toe. "Pack a bag." I blinked. "What? Pack a bag? We leave in 30 minutes." My hands clutched the silk fabric of my dress. "Leave for where? Does it matter?" He raised an eyebrow, that ghost of a smile playing at his mouth, the kind that made my stomach clench. "You're my wife. Where I go, you go." "But you said." "I know what I said." He crossed the room in 3 strides, stopping close enough that I had to tilt my head back to meet his gaze. "Plans change." I swallowed hard. "For how long?" He reached out, his fingers grazing my cheek. "Consider it a honeymoon." The word hung between us, absurd given our arrangement. Honeymoons were for couples in love, not business partnerships. "I don't understand." "You don't need to understand. Just be ready." Then he was gone, leaving me trembling by the window. An hour later, I stood on the deck of Vincent's yacht Artemis, watching Miami's skyline shrink into points of light. The vessel cut through dark waters toward an unknown destination, its engines humming beneath my feet. Vincent remained below, locked in his communications center conducting business that couldn't wait. I'd glimpsed him once through a half-open door, speaking rapidly in Spanish, his expression thunderous. The yacht staff, all handpicked by Vincent, moved with military precision. The captain, Rodriguez, a weathered man with kind eyes, was the only one who spoke directly to me. "Where are we going?" I asked him as he checked navigation equipment. "Mr. Kane's private island, Senora. About 4 hours south." A private island. Of course Vincent owned a private island. Dawn was breaking as we approached our destination. A stunning tropical paradise with white sand beaches and lush vegetation. An elegant villa nestled into the hillside, modern glass and stone blending seamlessly with nature. Vincent appeared at my side as we docked, his hand settling at my back with casual possession. "Welcome to Isla Luna," he said, guiding me toward the waiting golf cart. The villa was breathtaking. Open architecture allowing ocean breezes to flow through, infinity pools that seemed to merge with the sea, and privacy absolute. "The master suite," Vincent said, opening doors to reveal a bedroom larger than my childhood home. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered panoramic views, and a private terrace stretched toward the water. "And where will you be staying?" I asked, unable to keep the edge from my voice. That dangerous almost smile again. "This is the master suite, Gabriella. My quarters are through there." He gestured to connecting doors I hadn't noticed. My heart stumbled. "But you said on our wedding night." "I know what I said." He stepped closer. "Plans change." He left me alone with the sound of waves and my racing pulse. 3 days passed in strange suspension. Vincent worked from his island office while I explored the villa and grounds, always aware of security personnel stationed discreetly around the perimeter. We dined together each evening. Conversations that felt like careful negotiations, each of us probing for information the other wouldn't give. On the 4th morning, I woke to find Vincent standing on the terrace, phone pressed to his ear, his posture rigid with tension. "Increase security at the restaurant," he was saying. "And make sure Mateo has protection whether he wants it or not." My blood ran cold. Mateo, my brother. I stepped outside. "What's happening? Is my brother in danger?" Vincent ended the call, his expression grim. "We need to talk." He led me to his office, a high-tech command center hidden behind the villa's elegant facade. Multiple screens showed security feeds, news channels, and data streams I couldn't interpret. "Vincent, you're scaring me." He pulled up a surveillance video, grainy footage of a man in dark clothing entering my brother's restaurant after hours. "Who is that?" "Carlos Vega," Vincent said flatly. "A rival who's decided you're my weakness." The words hit like ice water. "Me? Why would anyone?" "Because despite my efforts to keep you separate from my business, someone noticed how I look at you." His voice was rough. "How I've arranged every detail of your life with obsessive care." I stared at the screen, unable to process what he was saying. "Vega believes you're my vulnerability," Vincent continued. "He's right." My breath caught. "What does that mean?" Vincent's gray eyes met mine, unguarded for the first time. "It means I brought you here because I was tired of pretending, tired of denying what I've wanted since the moment I saw you." The admission hung between us, changing everything. "I don't understand," I whispered. "Don't you?" He moved closer. 3 months of careful distance, of treating you like a business arrangement, when all I wanted was to claim what's mine. His hand cupped my face. "You were never just a contract wife, Gabriella. Not to me." Before I could respond, he kissed me. Not the controlled press of lips from our wedding, but something fierce and desperate, a dam finally breaking. When we broke apart, both breathing hard, the world had shifted irreversibly. "Now do you understand why I had to keep my distance?" he said against my forehead. "Why I couldn't trust myself to be alone with you." That night, alarms shattered the tropical silence. I jolted awake to find Vincent already moving, pulling on clothes with military efficiency. "Stay here," he ordered, checking his weapon. "Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone but me." "Vincent, what's happening?" "Vega's men. They found the island." Terror gripped me. "How many?" "Enough." His expression was stone. "This will be over soon." He kissed me hard, desperately. "No matter what happens, you're mine. Remember that." Then he was gone, leaving me alone with the sound of approaching boats and distant gunfire. I huddled in the bedroom, following his orders until a new sound froze my blood. Helicopters. Multiple aircraft, their rotors creating a deafening storm of noise. Through the windows, I watched tactical teams fast rope onto the villa's grounds. Not Vega's men. These moved with too much precision, too much coordination. Vincent's reinforcements. The battle was swift and decisive. Within an hour, silence returned to the island. Vincent appeared in the doorway, clothes torn, a cut on his cheek, but alive. "It's over," he said simply. I ran to him, not caring about blood or danger, only that he was safe. "Vega?" I asked against his chest. "No longer a problem." His arms tightened around me. "No one will threaten what's mine again." 6 months later, I stood in the same Miami penthouse where this story began, but everything had changed. The cold surfaces now held warmth. Photos of our real wedding on the island, books I'd chosen, flowers Vincent brought me weekly. We'd renewed our vows with Mateo present. My brother finally understanding why I'd made the choice I had. Not just to save our family's restaurant, but because somewhere in my heart, I'd recognized the man behind Vincent's careful mask. Any regrets? Vincent asked, appearing behind me with 2 glasses of wine. I leaned back against his chest, watching the Miami sunset paint the sky in brilliant colors. Only one, I said. He tensed. What's that? I turned in his arms, smiling at the vulnerability that still surfaced sometimes, the proof that beneath the powerful exterior lived a man capable of love, that it took us so long to stop pretending. His answering smile was radiant. No longer that dangerous almost smile, but something real and unguarded. Never again, he promised, sealing the vow with a kiss that tasted of forever. Our contract marriage had become something neither of us had dared to dream. A love story written in shared danger, trust earned through trial, and passion that had conquered every wall between us.